Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to overlock a curvy booster. As you can see, this is the Hippie Snap Soaker. This is a size newborn, so it is quite small, but I'm only using scraps to show you. Basically what you need to do is cut out your pattern. I'm using bamboo fleece heavyweight. I think it's about 340, maybe 400. I use 2 layers for a newborn purely for the fact that newborns get changed so often, so you don't need to have so much absorbency. I use a rotary cutter to cut out my patterns, so I'll show you how to do that. Basically what you do is just very carefully hold the paper in place and cut slowly around following the curves. The paper does move if you don't hold it in place, but I find if you just move your fingers slowly with it, then you're usually alright. So go around and cut both of those. Okay. There's one. And that's 2. So get all that stuff out of the way. So now you have your 2 separate pieces. I always sew mine fluffy sides together, purely because I don't like having fluffy sides out because they tend to go pilly. Some fleece doesn't, some fleece does. It's personal preference what you like to do. I like to have them fluffy side in, so you just have this nice looking cotton piece on the outside. So now to overlock them, what you need to do is go over to your overlocker, and I always start in this straight bit here so that you're sort of starting straight and not going straight into the difficult bit. Always lift your needles up high so they're out of the way, and then insert the fabric so that it's under the needles. You don't want to trim this, just use the knife as a guide to follow around the curves. You may end up trimming small parts as you go, but you don't want to trim a heap off it because you have cut around the guide of your pattern. So what we'll do is we'll get started. Go slow so you can follow the curves. Now your fabric may move and start to curve up like that. All you need to do is just adjust it, hold it down, and keep following. Okay, so now you're almost back at the start. What you do is pull the tail out like that and very carefully run it through so that the tail gets cut off. You need to be careful so that you don't cut this excess, the other stitching on this side. So once it cuts the tail, then move this back out like that so that it doesn't cut any more stitching. So hold it out like that. Once it's gone a few stitches over your start point, drop the needles down, lift the foot, rotate the booster like that, and just sew off. So you end up with the tail like that. Just trim that. So there's your overlocked booster. How I finish this is this tail here. I pull the threads so that it looks like you've got 4 separate threads and just trim it off at about there. And then I separate the threads like that and I tie a knot. The knot is just to stop any further fraying. I've never had a problem with fraying, maybe because I do this. Some people don't. I just prefer to do it so I know that it's not going to come undone. So I tie these off like that, and then you pick them up and cut them like that, and there is your completed overlocked booster.